A Korean issue. South Korea is saying the North could test launch a missile at any moment as part of celebrations of Pyongyang's main national holiday. The communist state is preparing to mark the birthday of its founder, Kim Il-sung, on the 15th of April. North Korea typically uses the celebration as an opportunity to display its military strength. Washington, Seoul and Japan then have all raised their military alert levels to the highest before war in the Pacific. Brian Becker is an anti-war activist. He joins us now on the line from the US. Hi there, Brian. North Korea continues to maintain it's on the brink of war with the South. We've heard this now for the past couple of days. We've heard today could have been a crucial day. Seems to have passed without too much incident. What's going to happen next? Are we at all really close to a nuclear showdown? It's a horrendous thought that's being bandied around, but is that anywhere on the horizon?
Well, there's no place in the world that's more militarized and more of a tinderbox than the Korean Peninsula. The U.S. has 25,000 troops there. The U.S. has brought in B-52 nuclear-capable planes to simulate the bombing of North Korea. The U.S. 2 weeks ago brought in the B-2 bomber, which can drop 30,000-pound bombs as well as nuclear bombs. It just gave 200 bunker buster bombs to South Korea. It's changed the military shape of its alliance with South Korea in a way that makes it more ominous to North Korea. And every time North Korea does anything to show its determination to defend itself or to make the perception, at least, that it can defend itself, then the United States treats North Korea as the ultimate provocateur. So both sides have climbed the escalation ladder in a very tense part of the world, and I think we are at a very dangerous point. Right now, anything could trigger some limited military conflict, which could quickly escalate.
The worry is, of course, that, as we just heard from Polly there, that the North could back itself into a situation it obviously can't go on forever and ever, saying we're going to do this, we're going to do this, war is imminent. At some point, I guess, to keep credibility with its people at least, or maybe to gain something back from the West, it has to deliver on what it says it's going to do. Who is responsible for the situation ending up where it is now, or is one as bad as the other side?
No, I think we can see, and I think the American people don't know it because of the thoroughgoing propaganda campaign has been quite effective in the United States. But the Obama administration, unlike, say, the Clinton administration in its last months of its second term, where it tried to normalize relations with North Korea, sent Madeleine Albright, then Secretary of State, there to meet with Kim Jong-il. There seemed to be a thaw. The Obama administration has taken the Bush administration policy of provocation, escalation, increased tension to a whole new level. And I think the Obama administration is designed a policy that's intent on carrying out regime change in North Korea. And I think this is crazy because the North Korean government has made it clear that it won't go the way of East Germany to be incorporated, swallowed up by the pro-Western second part of its country. And now we see a growing confrontation. The Obama administration doesn't want a war. They want to carry out regime change. That's why they've been
how do they think that's going to happen without
enhanced
one?
Economic sanctions.
How do they think that's going to happen without one? Well,
they want to create pressure on China to break China away from its historic relationship with North Korea. By creating a military confrontation or a near confrontation, the United States is saying to the Chinese, look, the stakes are very high. Time for you to change. Time for you to abandon your ally in North Korea. And I think they think that could be the prescription, the precursor to regime change in North Korea, if they could break China away. China doesn't want to do that, although you can see a debate going on right now within the Chinese establishment.
As much as the North has been warning the South over the past couple of days to get away from the area in case there's a nuclear war, should the North Koreans be concerned about a preemptive strike of some sort?
Well, I think we can see from the South Korean military, there are divisions and debates and factions within the South Korean military, too. It was a military dictatorship for 30 years. It killed all the progressives, the communists. It said it would always liberate North Korea from the communists. There are sections of the South Korean military that are egging things forward. They have an economic interest and a philosophical or ideological interest in creating more tension. Of course, there's a big part of the South Korean population that would prefer peace or a peaceful road to reunification rather than endless war.
It's a school of thought, too, isn't it, Brian? I guess that it's in America's interest to keep a dangerous North Korea there on the peninsula, to have a reason there for rebalancing the Asia-Pacific region, yeah?
Well, indeed. I mean, ever since President Obama went to Australia and announced the so-called Asia pivot, the U.S. is loading up the Pacific with its aircraft, its nuclear-capable aircraft, and a large part of its Navy. Of course, they need provocations. They need tension. It's good for business, of course. It keeps the mega profits coming into the military-industrial complex, but it gives the Pentagon an excuse, a pretext to do what it wants to do, which is basically to encircle China.
All right, anti-war activist Brian Becker, thank you for your thoughts. We're watching this story, of course, closely.
Thanks.
Good to have your input too.